You went from being one of the most admired CEOs in the country. There was one year when you were, if I'm not mistaken, the highest paid CEO in the country.
There was.
You went from being a CEO to being a convict.
That's correct.
Most of us never experience a transition as difficult as that in life, other than having to do with health. Was there any way that you could prepare to make that kind of a transition?
Well, there really wasn't. By the same way, there's no way to really prepare to become a CEO of a company that's doing $40 billion a year in revenue in 60 different countries and having one of the largest market caps in the world, to one day finding yourself on the other end of a district attorney's prosecution and winding up in a prison. I've gone from the highest of highs possible to having jets and everything at my beck and call to go to any place in the world I needed to go to conduct business, to being in a New York State prison.
The major allegation, and the one in which you were convicted, and the one I presume in which the sentence was based, was the theft of your bonus, essentially.
Exactly, yes.
So it was $80 million, the bonus?
Yes, $80 million in bonus.
So the allegation was that Dennis was paid $80 million in a bonus.
In a number of bonuses, in 4 different bonuses.
4 bonuses, and that it had not been approved, and I guess therefore, if it hadn't been approved, you stole it. Now, how did they arrive at the 4 bonuses totaling $80 million? If you didn't steal it, there must have been a formula by which that number came to begin with.
Yes, I had an agreement, a contract with the company, and the bonuses were paid on 4 separate, highly profitable transactions that the company did. So they were mathematically calculated, and myself, the CFO, and a lot of other employees received bonuses on those transactions. We all had an agreement, and the bonuses were not only paid to me, but to 50, 60, 70 other employees in the company.
So you had a contract approved by the board?
Approved by the board, yes.
A contract?
And I believe shareholders also.
Approved by the board and shareholders, stipulating the way in which your bonus would be paid, or calculated rather. How is that not an approved bonus?
There was a quirk that was brought into the equation by the prosecutor and by the lawyer representing the company, that even though the bonuses were earned, they weren't appropriately approved.